Okay, the last video in our basic WordPress series, we are going to look at how to use a little bit of custom CSS to tweak themes and make some small visual changes. Okay, so when you install a theme, it sets up the HTML for your pages, and obviously it sets up the CSS as well. But we also have the ability to go in and write a custom CSS that will go on top of the theme's CSS. So if you're familiar with Bootstrap, for example, this is like using Bootstrap and then having your own CSS sheet on top of it. And the way that we are going to do that in WordPress is we will go into the customizer, so appearance, customize, and then no matter what theme you're using, you should have at the very bottom something that says additional CSS, and this acts like a CSS file for your site. Now, our workflow for doing this is I like to have my customizer or my dashboard open in one tab and my site open in another tab. And just like when we're working on any site, I can inspect, and then I'm going to figure out what I need to target. When you're looking at these WordPress themes, a lot of times there's going to be fairly complex HTML here. Like there's going to be lots and lots of divs, and it's not going to be necessarily very neat. But you're just kind of looking around and figuring out what do I need to target that gets me exactly what I want. So in this case, let's say I want to change the color of this, and maybe I can do that through customize, maybe I can't, but I want to target the div that has class site description. Okay, and in this case I want to be really specific. I only want to change that thing, so I'm going to say div.siteDescription, and then I can change the color, and let's just make it black to make things easy, and I'll get a preview here so I know that it worked. Now let's say that I also want to change the size of my paragraphs. Okay, so this is a little bit more complicated because I want to change the size of my paragraphs that are in my content area, right? So I don't want to just select P, I want to select the P's that are in a certain place. So I'm looking up my code tree here, and I'm saying, okay, do I want all the P's that are in this main section? Well, that might be too much. That might get me things that I don't want. P's that are in the article, maybe, but I also have this entry content div. And this is a common WordPress convention. A lot of themes will have this. So I'm going to select the P's that are inside the div that has class entry content. So I select div.entryContent space P, and now let's play with the font size. So let's see what 2Ms looks like. Okay, maybe that's the look that I want for my site. I'm going to go with that. Now remember, I have to hit publish. But that's it. Very simple. You're making tweaks here. I really wouldn't go trying to change the layout of the site. I wouldn't make huge changes. Maybe hide some things with display none is usually pretty safe. But the layout you usually want to keep pretty much the same. Another thing to understand is that WordPress themes update, just like you get software updates, the themes will update sometimes. But as long as you do your additional CSS here, your CSS will be preserved when the theme updates, so you're safe.